Hey, I am Theo4, the designer and inventor of SpacePad, and welcome to a quick little tutorial. Let's go over it. I know that there's a tutorial in the app, but a lot of you are having trouble parsing information. It's 2024, 2026. I understand we're all brain rotted. Okay, so when you load up SpacePad here, first time you open it, it loads into the tutorial. And we're not going to go over the tutorial, but I just want to go over a couple things, and then we'll just go through all the features so you can get writing as quickly as possible. It's going to ask you to press Alt Option Up, which we'll do. And I just want to draw your attention to a couple things, because SpacePad's a little different than most apps. Little mouse. Number one, your little mouse doesn't work in here. That's right. It does nothing. That's an intentional design choice. The idea is to get you writing with your fingers, not pointing at things, or pointing at things like this, or opening random folders. The number two is you can't resize the desktop window. No, you can. Again, that's another intentional design choice. The idea is that SpacePad's a place you go to. It's not a negotiation with the desktop. You don't fit it here. You can have it chill out over here, but it's a fixed window. And number three, there's no menu bar. Again, I want SpacePad to be a totally focused and uncluttered space, a free, unstructured space just for you, and you to do your funky thing in. And so there's no menus. You can go up here, this does nothing. Go up here, all you can get is about SpacePad, and that tells you nothing. All it says is this is version 11.5a. I don't know. That's an Apple thing. I don't know what a version 11.5a is. So the whole tutorial is here. I know we're all too brain damaged to, process text anymore, but you can get everything you need in the tutorial. But I'm going to give you a couple things. So the first thing we want to do is open up a new scratch pad. Do that by pressing Control N, and that brings you to Untitled. Control N for a scratch pad document. And by that I mean that this is just an untitled file. You can't save it. If you try to save it, look what happens. It makes you enter a file name. So we're going to call it Quick Toot for quick tutorial. The idea being that I don't want you having 40 untitled files in your SpacePad folder. And that's just another thing. The first time you open SpacePad, it automatically seeds a folder in your Documents folder called SpacePad. And that's where all your plain text files save. All right, let's get out of this horrendous desktop. The main thing, and then we'll go over everything you can do in SpacePad. If you want to go full screen, which I strongly suggest you do, you smash F10. Here we are. And now we're in the full screen environment. This is where I suggest you do your focus writing. You don't have to, but it's really nice. And in full screen, there are some special things. F8 cycles a couple different backgrounds, like such. 1, 2, 3. F7 dims the backgrounds. There's a dimmer switch here, like in your living room. Alright. So the main thing to know, again, this is SpacePad. This is where you are. This is where you're working. There isn't a whole lot here. So if you're confused, how do I get out of here? How do I save? How do I do anything? Just think, what do you need? You need H for help. Control H enters the help screen. And it's actually two screens. So let's try it right now. Control H. And this is everything that SpacePad can do. As you see, it can't do a whole lot, and that's the idea. Everything you need is here. Everything else, I deleted it. And there are two pages of help. There's the window mode, which you've seen, and there is the full screen mode. And you'll notice that in full screen there is a super secret music window for some drone action, which is Control B for lo-fi loops. And I'll just demonstrate. There it is. If you want to cycle the music, you'll see down here in your status bar what track you're on. That's page up or page down. You could do it there. Background music 1 is just brown noise, which is superior to pink noise and white noise. And if you want to stop the tracks totally, you just press F9. Smash it. Off. Okay. So mostly you'll be hanging out in places like Control M for that is the file menu. Shows you your files. Lovely. And that's you switch between files. If you want to save, which is Control S or Command S, and when you save, it gets this little thing right here. You'll notice that before that there was a little orange asterisk right here. SpacePad auto saves every 60 seconds. Trust it with your life. I do. And when it's unsaved, you get that orange asterisk. Then when you save it, it goes away. It means your file is saved. The other place you're going to hang out, and if you want to change the save as, that is Control Shift S. But I like Quick Toot. It's graphic and descriptive. Let's escape out of there. The other place you're going to hang out a bit in is Control P for preferences. See how thoughtless this is? And I'm just going to change out to a loadout that I really like. It has 10 different backgrounds. The idea of this whole thing is I want you to be able to customize it and set it up to your liking, but not have that many choices actually. So there's actually several hundred different possible visual environments you can set up, and with the soundscapes there's several thousand different environments you can set up. But the whole idea is I don't want you screwing around in preferences too long, and I don't want you going into weird options menus and all of that. Everything that you can change is handled right here. So there's 10 backgrounds. The first 5 are kind of CRTs. The last 5 call back to different DOS video games and C64 video games and Atari video games and the imaginal realm that those video games put me into, as you can see. So here's a loadout I like, sort of a CRT. And the fonts, you have 5 different fonts. All of this is previewable in real time, as you can see. And all these fonts are real bitmap terminal fonts. The idea being when you had a computer, like the system font, you had one font. You had to live with it. You'll live with it too. All these fonts are pretty readable, they're sharp, they're well spaced. My favorite is this one. It's kind of like the old IBM font. And you can toggle the keyboard sound on and off with spacebar. I like it on. You might like it off. In future iterations, updates, there'll be a couple more sounds to choose from and a little bit more developed sound design for the whole thing. And then you have 6 text colors to choose from, starting with phosphor green, amber terminal, IBM cyan, gray, black, white. Let's go with amber terminal. And then you've also got the option to turn on or off with the space bar a page counter. As you can see, it shows up in this little status bar down here. And page is determined by about 250 words, which is about a manuscript page. It's pretty standard. That's pretty much all you can do. That's it. Like, what else do you really want? So I'm going to go over some of the typing stuff. So the whole idea of this in inventor of SpacePad and SpacePad rules for case. This is correct, accurate. So the whole idea of SpacePad is that it's a keyboard interface, like meaning I don't want you mousing around, and because it's a keyboard interface, I designed it sort of like an old keyboard game. That means the keyboard is super responsive. The arrow keys fly, the backspace goes very quickly. And if you want to pretty much do anything with the text, you're going to want to select it. And you do that by pressing Shift and arrow keys. Look how quick that is. Copy pasta. And look how fast it flies. The whole point is to go fast. And if you want to, even the backspace and delete are supercharged. Watch this. Get out of here. Writing is deleting, everyone. And let's add it again because it is so true. Now, if you want to navigate to the top of the document, Alt up, to the bottom of the document, Alt down. If you want to do word jumping, Command to the side, Command to the other side. And if you want to jump to the front of the top of the paragraph, Alt side, to the end, Alt side. And if you're worried about, your daily word count and how many words have I written, is my editor going to yell at me? You just press Control W for word. We've got 165 words. It's an okay start to the day. A lot of it is copied, so you're going to have to do some more. So this is pretty much all that SpacePad does. The whole point of it is that it does very little, just what you need. I've designed it to be thoughtless. I've designed it to be immediate, to be quick. You can't resize the text. At this time, I am going to make a boomer mode and a Gen Z mode. Right now, it's at elder millennial mode, which is kind of big because I've destroyed my eyes from reading in too much dark light. I have an astigmatism the optician thought was just crazy and she didn't understand. The spacing is fixed. You can't mess with it. Just think of this like an old Commodore 64 writing program. You open it up, you got what you got. That's the whole point. This is meant to facilitate a conversation with yourself, not a conversation with the program, not a conversation with your fiddly preferences. All these preferences, controls, these are safety nets. Get rid of it. Dive into the space here. It's unstructured. There is no spell checking. There's no auto formatting. Oh, this is the thing I haven't even mentioned until now. As you see right now, the cursor stays on the same vertical plane. This is called typewriter scrolling. And that's another thing I put in here. It was non-negotiable for me. The cursor is always right above, a little bit above the halfway mark. And that's so your eye always knows where it is. So you can go as fast as you want through the text and wind up exactly where you want. Cursor stays in the same vertical plane. That doesn't mean you can't read it. You can read this. It just means you can navigate as quickly as you like. So, thank you for downloading SpacePad. Read the effin' manual, which tells you slightly more. And like, comment, subscribe. I don't know. Do all that stuff. Please tell a friend if this is what you like. Windows and Linux coming soon for some cyberpad action, some cyberdeck action. And I got some big plans coming up for new updates. Peace. This is Theo4 signing off. Write boldly with courage and speed.